right here is the rumen, basically this whole area here toward this side, and that's why I put that opening right there.
Dr. Collins works for the Alaska Department of Fish and Game, and they utilize part of the experimental farm off of Trunk Road to have animals there and monitor what they've been eating. So we thought we'll just stop by and see if he would share some of this information with us.
I have set up a little research facility here for fish and game, but it's on ag experiment property, and we're doing projects here to determine nutritional values of forages and that for moose and caribou, and looking at habitat requirements and that sort of thing.
Dr. Collins was showing us the fistula, and that's the little hole that they put into the animals so that they're able to pull out what the animals have been eating.
Some of the bags see, and there's the ground up plant material.
And he had saved a bag of some of the things they pulled out from the moose, and when he dumped it out, it was like, whoa, there's plastic bags right in this animal's stomach. And it was just such a visual of what the animals had been eating that it was kind of mind-blowing.
For some reason, they're attracted to this shiny, slippery plastic bag sort of product. And it's not too good for them, is it?
No, and I don't know why they're attracted to it. Out of one of these caribou, I pulled out a wad the size of a football. That's a lot of plastic bags.
Oh my goodness.
That included grocery bags, sandwich baggies, flagging, all kinds of stuff like that. And, you know, right here, we're downwind of Palmer. And so I go through here, every time I see a plastic bag, I pick it up. But we're continually getting new plastic bags blowing down here from Palmer, from the landfill over here to the north of us, and it's a continuing problem.
The majority of bags are either end up in the landfill or become litter and are on the trees, on the roadways. They ultimately escape and go into our lakes and our waterways.
I got involved with the plastic bag committee in November. That's when I first met Patty Fisher, who is a tireless advocate for recycling, and she's a wealth of information.
Plastic bags are made from crude oil, and by heat process they are converted into high-density polyethylene. They do not decompose. What takes centuries for them to decompose. They do not biodegrade. What they do is they break up into smaller pieces, microplastics, and as they do that, they release some of the toxins that have been put into the bag in the manufacturing process, like flame retardant and antimicrobial materials. As they break down, then they become food for animals, and we know about reindeer.
As we were discussing the hazards of plastic bags, that they're not only unsightly, but they actually kill animals that happen to ingest them. Either just the plastic bag gets in their way and they just choose to eat it. And I knew the Bowers from Agate Inn, and through the course of the conversation it was revealed that they had lost reindeer by ingesting plastic bags.
We're here today with Harvey and Sandy Bowers, who own Agate Inn on the Palmer-Wasilla Highway. And not only do they have the bed and breakfast, but they have reindeer on the property. How did you come to have reindeer on your property, Harvey?
We got them about 18 years ago from the reindeer farm in Palmer. Had them ever since. All these were born here, or most of them.
Wonderful. So there's reindeer here and caribou in the wild. What's the difference?
Well, they're the same. Domesticated caribou, or reindeer are domesticated caribou. They just have a license to fly Christmas Eve. That's the only difference. This is reindeer food by Alaska Mill and Feed, and that's typically what we feed them in the winter months. In the summer, they'll eat leaves, or birch leaves and willow leaves and dandelions.
Have they ever gotten into anything that really wasn't good for them?
Well, plastic bags are the number one danger for us, blowing off the Palmer-Wasilla Highway. And we pick up about a pickup load a year of bags blowing in. Plus the reindeer will dig them up, 30-year-old bags from like pay-in packets that have been buried. So they dig them up looking for mushrooms and leaves, and they'll uncover really old plastic bags, so it's a long-term thing, and so we have to be constantly vigilant on plastic.
Have you ever had the animals eat the plastic bags?
Correct, we have. And we've done necropsies on some of the reindeer, and
So they've actually died.
they've died. And it's a miserable death.
How many have you lost?
2 to plastic that we know of.
So it seems like even after the plastic bags have been around for a while, they don't really disappear.
No, I think our age will be known for the age of plastic. Even as plastic breaks down under UV, you have micro layers of plastic. It doesn't really break down. I mean, it breaks down to the micro level, but it's still detectable and enters the food chain that way.
What can we do to help prevent some of these losses and hazards to our animals?
Well, it's going to take a total change of culture, the way we use plastic or get biodegradable plastic. I don't know the answer. I mean, you know, if we could reduce the usage of plastic, it would be great. Most of the trash we get blowing in off the Palmer-Wasilla Highway is plastic, and it comes a long distance. And I don't know. Even if you stop plastic shopping bags, there'll still be a lot of plastic around.
I think, you know, one thing would be if people were more careful with the plastic they have, that it doesn't just get blown away.
The easiest way right now to reduce this hazard would be to take fewer bags and use fewer bags out of the retail stores. So, you know, if you take your own sturdy bag, it can be used hundreds of times. It is stronger than the flimsy plastic bags that are offered by the retail stores. It would make a tremendous difference toward this problem.
I really do believe that it is a hazard to not only our communities, but communities across the state and the world. I mean, you look, plastic doesn't disappear. It just gets into smaller and smaller pieces. And it's even becoming a part of our food chain. They're finding plastic in our fish. It needs to be curtailed.